Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, I'm thrilled you're tuning in because today we have an incredibly exciting and totally practical goal. We're going to build a web page completely from scratch, right now, together. And honestly, the best part? You're going to do it using tools that are already sitting right there on your computer. You don't need to buy a thing, you don't need to download anything, and you definitely don't need to sign up for any subscriptions. We're just stripping away all the complexity and getting right to the core of web creation. So, let's dive right in. But hey, before we write a single line of code, we really have to tackle a massive misconception that holds so many beginners back. And it's this: do you actually need complex software to build a website? There's this pervasive myth out there that to even start learning how to code, you strictly require heavy, expensive, professional HTML editors. It sounds pretty intimidating, right?
Well, the short answer is a resounding no. In fact, those fancy professional editors can actually get in the way when you're first starting out. As our source material clearly highlights, a simple text editor is not just a backup option, it is literally the recommended way to learn HTML. We're talking about everyday basic tools like Notepad for PC users or TextEdit for Mac users. Because think about it, by using a simple text editor, you aren't relying on software to do all the heavy lifting for you. You learn exactly how the code works, character by character. It really is the absolute best starting point.
So, here is our roadmap for today. We'll look at the simple tools for learning, and then Step 1, opening your editor, Step 2, writing some HTML, Step 3, saving your file, and finally, Step 4, viewing it in a browser.
Section 1. Simple tools for learning. No complex software needed.
Just think of this as our virtual hands-on lab. Open, write, save, view. By keeping this super simple four-part structure in your head, the whole scary process of web development becomes incredibly manageable. You can even follow along on your own machine as we go.
All right, Step 1. Open your editor. We're going to find Notepad or TextEdit.
Since we're obviously all on different machines, let's clearly break down the paths here so everyone knows exactly where to go. If you're on a Windows PC, and that's whether you're on a newer Windows machine or an older version like Windows 7, you are looking for Notepad. You can simply open your start screen, that Windows symbol at the bottom left, and just type Notepad. Or if you prefer, you can navigate through Start, to Programs, into Accessories, and click Notepad. Now, if you're on a Mac, your tool is called TextEdit. To find it, just open up your Finder, go to Applications, and select TextEdit. It is really that straightforward.
Now, Mac users, listen up, because this is a crucial step just for you. TextEdit is a fantastic tool, but by default, it tries to be, a little too helpful. It adds formatting, like fonts and bold text. But we don't want that. We want raw code. So you absolutely have to change some preferences to get the application to save your files correctly. First, go up to Preferences, then Format, and make sure you choose Plain Text. Next, under the Open and Save tab, check the box that says Display HTML files as HTML code instead of formatted text. If you skip this, your Mac might save a rich text document instead of a working web page, and your code just won't work.
Moving right along to Step 2, write some HTML. This is the core task. Okay, here is the foundational HTML skeleton for your very first web page. Let's slow things down a sec and walk through exactly what these tags are doing, top to bottom. Right at the top, you've got that doctype HTML tag. That literally just tells the computer, hey, this is an HTML document. Simple enough, right? Then comes the HTML tag itself, which officially opens the document. After that is the body tag. Now, this is important. Everything visible on your web page lives inside this body tag. Inside the body, we have an H1, which stands for Heading 1. Here, it just says My First Heading. Below that is a P tag, which creates a paragraph reading My First Paragraph. And notice how the H1 and P tags have those matching tags at the end with a forward slash? That slash just means end this element. So we end the heading, end the paragraph, and eventually, we end the body and the HTML document itself.
Next up, Step 3. Save your file. We need to save this as an HTML document.
When you go to save, there are two huge beginner pitfalls you want to avoid. First off, the file name. You absolutely need to name the file exactly index.htm. That little .htm extension, that's the secret sauce that alerts your computer that this isn't just a text note, it's a web page. Second, you need to look at the encoding option at the bottom of the Save dialog box. Make sure you set the encoding to UTF-8. As our source notes, UTF-8 is the preferred encoding for HTML files. It basically ensures all your characters and symbols display correctly across the web. Hit those two requirements, and you're golden.
And finally, Step 4, View in Browser. Time to actually see your creation.
This is the payoff, and it's wonderfully simple but incredibly satisfying.
All you need to do is locate that index.html file you just saved on your computer. You can usually just double-click on it. By default, your computer should recognize that .html extension and instantly launch it in your favorite web browser, so Chrome, Safari, Edge, whatever you use. If double-clicking doesn't work for some reason, no worries. Just right-click the file, choose Open With, and select your browser from the list. And boom! Suddenly, your raw code is rendered as a clean, formatted heading and a neat paragraph of text on a real web page.
Now, once you've got that basic skeleton down, you can start adding to it. Notice the new additions here between the HTML tag and the body tag. We now have a head tag, and inside that, a title tag that says page title, followed by the closing title and closing head tags. The body still has our heading and paragraph. So, why does this matter? Well, whatever text you put inside that title tag actually doesn't show up on the main page itself. Instead, it changes the text you see at the very top of your browser tab. It's a tiny addition, but it's exactly how every professional website names its tabs.
I absolutely love this direct quote from the source material. Try it yourself. It's a call to action, and I really want to echo it to you right now. You literally have all the tools and the exact knowledge you need to build a web page instantly. You don't need permission, you don't need a license, and you definitely don't need expensive software. You just need Notepad or TextEdit and a few lines of code.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I've got one final provocative question to spark your curiosity. What will your first web page say? Will it be a quick hello to the world, a digital resume, or maybe a list of your favorite hobbies? That blank canvas is just waiting for you. Go open your text editor, type out that HTML skeleton, and see what you can create today. Happy coding, and thank you so much for joining me to explore the fundamentals of web building.